Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I am Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Going to take a look at the pitching for today, the 17th of April. It is Thursday. We do have a 4 game day slate and just a 5 game main slate ahead of us. We do have some mediocre pitching options. That is kind of ugly from a pitching standpoint, but it is what it is. A reminder that this is a first look at the pitching options on the slate. I do go more in depth for the members at TFS Army through our Discord, through my notes, etc. I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you play on FanDuel, I would cut my pool into a half. You don't have to be as creative. Pit pricing is not as tight. You can get your stacks paired with an upper tier ish pitcher. However, today's slates, we don't really have upper tier ish pitching to choose from. So it is what it is. But let's jump in here right away. Take a look at some weather. We do have some weather as far as wind blowing in a lot of places. Just a couple games in the 50s. One game with potential delay, which is kind of important because that's one of the top 2 or 3 pitchers on the early slate. I mean, there's only 8 of them, but it's a matchup that people are generally picking on against the White Sox. And wind blowing in the strongest at that park. So it is definitely a spot that we want to pay attention to. We just hope that the timing of that is a little bit later so that we are able to utilize Fears for his actual upside. Taking a look here quick, we do not have ownership projections just yet, but that is all right. Let's jump in. Right at the top, we get Brady Singer. Best K matchup on the slate. Uh, Highest K prop of the entire day or actually second highest of the entire day. Highest on the slate, 5.5. Juice is on the over. He's only behind Taj Bradley, who's on the main slate. But he is just plus 175 to earn the W, which is the fourth best on this slate. So basically right in the middle. Impressive in his debut. Not so great since then. He's kind of trending downward. This ballpark we know is dangerous for offense, but we do have wind blowing in, like we saw just a little bit ago. In from right field at 11. Can play a difference in this matchup. Should be, around 90 pitches, maybe 95. He just really has to avoid Cal Raleigh. Maybe Dylan Moore yet. I know he had the random 2 home run game. Not really sure how he showed up yesterday. But Singer's certainly in play. A guy that we want to be heavier on than, you know, Hancock. On than probably Edward Cabrera, even though I like Cabrera's upside in general. Eduardo Rodriguez is tied with Sears as a minus 162 favorite, the heaviest favorite on this particular slate. His K prop's at 4.5 with juice on the over. Outs prop 17.5, juice on the over. And he is plus 115 to earn the W. His win odds and his outs prop are the highest on this particular slate. So when you tie that in with being the largest favorite, I think we just have to rely on Eduardo Rodriguez. He helps in that Matt Mervis won't be in the lineup for Miami. The guy's been hitting a bunch of home runs. Uh, Rodriguez is going to allow some base runners, probably going to allow a couple runs. Uh, his earned runs allowed prop is 1.5 with juice on the over. But I think he might have the most upside on this slate if things kind of come together. He did strike out 12 against Washington in 5 innings. But as you can see, he also gave up some runs too. So we shouldn't be expecting any guys to go clean. We generally shouldn't expect guys to go clean anyways. But on this particular slate, I just don't really see it happening. JP Sears, 7 strikeouts in 2 out of the 3 starts, but then his start in Coors, which was a quality start, he still only picked up 2 strikeouts, which is a little weird considering Colorado is striking out plenty. The White Sox, I believe, had around a 23 or 24% K rate. At least their projected lineup has that number against left-handed pitching this year. Might be this year and last. I have to double check the numbers that I saw this morning, but we did see Sears go over 100 pitches last time out. Like I did mention, he is a minus 162 favorite, tied for the highest on the slate. He's plus 125 to earn the W, which is number two, tied with a couple other guys with the second best K prop at 4.5, with juice on the over. And he's also tied with the best for the best outs prop at 17.5 and juice on the over. The main difference between he and Erod is the fact that his earned runs prop is a little higher, and he's just slightly worse to earn the W. And then you add in the fact that there's a delay potential. Uh, so I guess that's going to put him behind Erod slightly, but I really think they're both the same pitcher in this spot, taking on similarly weak offenses against left-handed pitching. Um, so I think he just falls behind just slightly just because of the potential weather. Hancock's not going to be in play for me, even though Cincinnati offers K upside. Lit up in his first start of the year. Went down to the minors and threw the ball pretty well, but this is not the minor leagues. And I just don't want to rely on him. So he's kind of the first guy I'm removing for sure. A couple guys at the bottom we're going to probably remove as well. Edgar Cabrera is going to be in play for me. I don't love it. I just love his talent and upside if things come together. Walks have been an issue. Can get wild, obviously. Rack up pitch count. Threw at 79 pitches. Got into the sixth. Should see him jump into the mid 80s or 90. Arizona's offense has been hotter. Max Meyer did a pretty decent job of holding him down last night. So I think Cabrera is going to be in play. K prop is 4.5 with juice on the over, but he's plus 320 to earn the W. I thought that number was high considering his earned run prop is just 1.5 with juice on the over. So, I mean, he's one of three guys on the slate that have a earned run prop of just 1.5. The rest are 2.5 with juice on the under. Uh, but obviously, the opponent had something to do with that. Andrew Haney is a guy that I'm probably going to end up overweight on again, and it's going to feel gross. If Eduardo Rodriguez does not have the highest ceiling on the slate, then it's going to be Haney. Washington, I think they were projected lineup had like around a 22, 23% K rate against left-handed pitching. Not great, but it's one of the better options we have. So I'm going to be on Haney, probably too much again. Game total of 8 with juice on the under. His K prop's 4.5. He's plus 165 to earn the W, which is slightly ahead of Singer. And he's the other one with an earned run prop of 1.5 with juice on the over, and an outs prop of 17.5 with juice on the over as well. So, I mean, for me, it comes down to Erod, Sears, and Haney as my, two of my three, or three, three guys for two spots as my main pitchers. Sorry, English is hard apparently. Um, so it's just deciding which spots you like the most. If delay potential kind of creeps up early in that game for Sears, then it might just be Haney and Erod for me as my top combination. Jumping over to the main slate, which is just 5 games. Nothing special, of course. We get Taj Bradley against the Yankees. Obviously, super volatile spot, especially in this ballpark. Can allow some home runs, can walk some guys, but strikeouts are there as well. The game total of 9 definitely worrisome, but Bradley has the top K prop on the entire day at 6.5. He's plus 90 to 190 to earn the W, which is fourth on this particular slate, but everybody's plus 175 or higher. So it's really close. Every pitcher on this main slate has an earned run prop of 2.5, which is on the under. So we're just gonna have to close our eyes and go with some guys. I think Bradley's got the upside, but obviously super volatile in the spot with that Yankees offense. But again, the Yankees do have some strikeouts lurking in that lineup. Their projected lineups are on the 24% K rate against right-handed pitching between last season and this season. This season, it actually jumps to almost a 26% K rate. So there is some upside for Bradley, but obviously we know massive downside. So after Todd Bradley, we end up with some guys that can't really match his upside, uh, but are in less volatile spots. Payante, he's throwing the ball really well to be in the season. Just doesn't offer a ton of K upside, which obviously would be the trade-off. If we can avoid the K upside, but try to go with somebody that might rack up a few more clean innings. Piante is actually an underdog in this game, which is weird because I just don't really trust Griffin Canning, but it is what it is. He's plus 195 to earn the W, so similar to Bradley, but his K prop's 4.5, which is on the under, so basically a 2 plus K difference between their props. Both about 16.5 as far as outs expected. I'm not really sure what to do here. Piante definitely feels better, but projected Mets lineup offering a 21% K rate against right-handed pitching so far this season. Just an extreme ground ball guy. Obviously, that works out pretty well. If I remember correctly, he has some slight reverse splits. I'm going to have to look into that again. But if he does, that brings Alonso's upside into play, especially with how Alonso's been swinging the bat. On the other side, like I mentioned, I'm not a huge fan of Griffin Canning. A couple of strong starts, but even from a fantasy point perspective, they weren't all that strong. He is a minus 135 favorite. His K prop's 4.5. He's plus 180 to earn the W, which is actually the second best on the slate, as gross as it feels. But I just don't really love the matchup. Uh, St. Louis against right-handed pitching, 19% K rate so far this season, at least for the projected lineup, I should say. So, it's just not great. Like, I think I feel safer with Payante. Obviously, there's a price difference, but he is the underdog. Lorenzen and Olson. I think it's a decent spot for Lorenzen. It kind of depends on what kind of lineup Detroit puts out there. He's traditionally been dominant against left-handed bats, so there's a big difference. He's plus 200 to earn the W, which is one of the lower ones, but obviously everything is, like I mentioned, kind of nitpicking. Game total of 8, so it's second lowest total on the slate. So I think Lorenzen just has to be in play in this ballpark. Reese Olson, is not great, but he's favored. His K prop's 4.5. It's actually the third best K prop on this particular slate. It's a pick 'em at that 4.5 number. He's plus 185 to earn the W, which is the third best win odds number on the slate as well. So I guess we have to consider Reese Olson. I don't feel great about it either. I think Bybee's certainly intriguing. Hasn't looked great to be in the season. Flashes his dominance, but K's haven't been there yet. This Baltimore squad is not as dominant as we would have expected. They did pull out the W yesterday, but still, projected lineup at 22% K rate against right-handed pitching so far this season. Uh, Bybee might be the best real-life pitcher out of this group in this on this particular slate. But is that going to do much for us on the slate? I'm not really sure. He is plus 175 to earn the W, which is the best odds on this particular slate. And I am considering Will Warren in this ballpark, which is a little dangerous, but great spring. Looked good last time out. I think there's upside in that Tampa Bay lineup if he can keep them from hitting fly balls in this park. But there we have it. There's our first look at pitching options on this particular day. If you enjoy what I bring to you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on. Get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. And if you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I will put links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's RAZ, for 10% off monthly. And as always, best of luck, everybody.